Hello, knife lovers. Welcome to Knife Delights. Today I thought we'd take a look at the original KA BAR TDI knife. TDI stands for Tactical Defense Institute, and this knife was developed by John Brenner of the TDI. Now this knife is specifically designed for close quarter defense. It was designed to present a low profile. It's designed to be used under duress, because when you're under duress, you lose a lot of your fine motor skills. It mimics a pistol grip. And the sheath mimics a holster. Now, there's a lot of good reviews on the TDI out there, but a lot of the reviews are coming from a non-peace officer point of view. And I just thought I would try to give you my perspective. I wore this knife for 3 or 4 years, so I thought I'd just take a moment here and show you what and why and how this knife was designed. Okay, so now I have the knife mounted on the inner belt. An officer's duty belt actually consists of 2 belts. You have an inner system, or an inner belt here, and then the outer full leather belt, and it's this full leather belt that you attach your gear to. So this holster or sheath is designed to clip onto the inner belt, and then you have the outer belt wrapped around it, and it holds it nice and snug in place. So you'll notice it's on the left side, accessed with my non-dominant hand or my non-firearm hand. I am right-handed, so I carried my pistol on the right side here. Now, I have a lot of things taken off of my duty belt, but like this is a taser holster here. So you have a taser holster here, maybe a magazine pouch and that. So this is hidden back behind those, and it's hard for anyone that's facing you to see that knife is even there. So it's specifically designed, or one of the major design features is, if somebody is trying to take your firearm, one of the things you do for weapons retention is you simply put your hand down over theirs. And it's a lot easier for you to press down, and it takes a lot more strength for them to try to pull up. So you might have 2 hands down here trying to retain your firearm. Having the knife here, if you can control it with one hand, allows you to reach over with your non-dominant hand and deploy this knife. Now, I am going to take it off the duty belt because without the belt being on you, it's hard to pull the knife out. So I'll go ahead and take it back off of the belt. Okay, so here we are with the knife back off of the belt, and I will tell you now, it is hard to deploy when it's not snugged up against you. It is a tight sheath, and it's meant to be tight. That's for weapon retention. So anyway, so this is on your left side. I can't do it because of the camera, but I would be using my left hand to deploy it. But there's a thumb ramp here, and you push on it, and the knife rocks back out of there. So it rocks back out of there. It simulates the action you use when you're pulling your pistol out. So that's what the knife looks like. So you see that grip, how it's curved around here. There's finger grooves here, thumb and finger grooves on each side. So when you have it and you pull it out, look how it fits in your hand. It fits like a glove. You see how you can just make a fist around it? You don't have to adjust this knife at all in your hand. It comes out of that holster and it just naturally falls into this grip, which is important because if you have a fixed blade, another type of fixed blade, or you're trying to use a deployable, a fast deployable out the front knife and this and that, it doesn't have all of this hitting the back of your hand. So once you get it out, and again, this is very close quarters. The person's right on you. So I call this my get off me knife. Okay. All you do is you can start making a series of jabs. Jab, jab, jab. And believe you me, you start getting jabbed with this point, you have now turned the tide on your attacker. because the attacker always has the advantage of action. You have the disadvantage of reaction, and it always takes longer to react than to act. So now you're turning the tables, you're making him react to you. So it's, get off me, get off me, get off me. It's a very natural motion, punching motion. See, you got your fist made already. Now, one of the criticisms I've seen of the knife, or it's actually not the knife, but of the sheath, is there's a lot of people that don't like this clip on it. And it is true, if you're just clipping that over a leather belt, it has a tendency to want to rock and this and that. But again, it was designed for the two-belt officer system, so when it's sandwiched in between the two belts, it does just fine. So there is a market out there for aftermarket, typically Kydex sheaths for the KA BAR TDI. I guess I would just want to caution you because I don't know, but for me, I would want to make sure that it has the mimicking action of a holster and that you have to actually rock your knife out of there. Let me see if I can try to demonstrate that again. So it's like that on your belt, and you have to actually rock it back like that in order to get it out. That is a built-in safety feature, because if somebody's in front of you and trying to grab the knife this way and pull back this way, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to get the knife out. It just does not want to, go forward. So if you are going to order an aftermarket sheath for this, I would want to make sure that it retains that safety feature to it. Well, maybe now I'll take just a second to run through the technical specs with it. Its weight is 0.2 pounds. Blade length is 2.3 inches. The overall length is 5.6 inches. It is a drop point blade. The blade steel is AUS 8A stainless steel, and it is hollow grind. The handle is Zytel. The steel has a Rockwell hardness of 57 to 59. The blade thickness is 0.125 inches, and the blade width is 1.25 inches. Okay, before I go any further, I want to touch on the fact that I would like my viewers to make sure and check your state laws, municipal ordinances, and the like. Make sure it's legal for you to carry this knife. It is also very important to check and make sure that you know the consequences if you were to deploy this in a self-defense situation. The mere fact that it's named TDI and it has the word tactical in it, if you were to use this in a self-defense situation and yet get charged for a crime, you know that an overzealous prosecutor is going to bring out the fact that you're carrying a tactical knife and you only had one purpose for it. Even though you might be carrying it just to open boxes, the mere fact that it has tactical in it and it's a tactical design, you have to overcome that with your defense. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what the reality is, and I don't want anybody getting jammed up. So this knife does come in several variations. I think they had one that it was all serrated or partially serrated. I know they came out with one in blue for the new Space Force. They've come out with a investigator model, which is the same as this. It's just a little shorter in the handle, and I believe that's, a little more concealable if you're wearing civilian clothes. Now, it is a good knife, and I know that there is everyday carry options, capabilities for this knife. You might like it for opening boxes, and it can do some light work. But again, realize what this knife is designed for: close quarter defense. I don't know. Maybe you can strike a ferro rod on it. I don't know. It's not designed for that. It's not designed for chopping wood. batoning. It really has one main purpose, so always keep that in mind. So I will end this video now. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I gave you, and the information I'm giving you is helpful to you. If you want to consider purchasing one of these and carrying one of these, I would highly suggest you get some professional training and that you keep up with your training. Any weapon, whether it's a firearm, a knife, expandable baton, pepper spray, it doesn't matter. Always train with it, because when you're in a situation and under duress, it is totally different than just standing in your living room deploying it. So until next time, find some delight in your knives. Go out and build that collection. It's a lot of fun. See ya.